Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Discuss on Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Ogunshakin. And with me today is the mastermind behind the Brown Hill Group. He is also a two-term president of NFF and a former vice president of CAF. He's also a member of the highly revered FIFA Council. Is Mr. Amaju Pinnick, OFR.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for joining us. So you recently received the OFR honor. How do you feel about that?
Humbled and really excited, and that the recognition is beyond what you can comprehend. Growing up, when you see people having suffixes like OFR, OON, GCON, you always wish you have that kind of recognition, and what made it possible. So I thank God Almighty.
Yes, and being the two-term president of NFF, we know it's especially with Nigeria, the issues going around that both in sports will not be easy. Can you tell us your experience while you were the NFF president?
I was able, coming to your question, to achieve a couple of things. In terms of medals, I think we won about 7 lorries, if that counts, but to me, it doesn't. Because football is all about development and transition. In terms of in terms of giving Nigeria a global image, I think we're able to achieve that. Today, look at a number of Nigerians in very strategic positions in FIFA, in CAF. We're happy we're able to achieve that. In terms of funding of football, from almost 0%, we took football to 80%. If you look at our detailed report prepared by PwC in 2022, you will see 2021, 2022. You see what I'm talking about. So it's not about, it's a difficult task. It is you will need a lot of sacrifices to get to that point. It is really, really tough. I can tell you that for free. It's not a tea party. You don't just say you want to run Nigerian football. You have sleepless nights because there are demands daily, and these demands are genuine. So you look at the NFL president, you don't envy him. As he's sleeping, as he's walking, he's thinking. He's sleeping, he's thinking. He's waking up. What do I do? It is tough. But the major way to solve this problem is to have a wonderful, symbiotic, organic, and harmonious relationship with the government. Once that is done, the government will create the enabling environment. If the government needs to introduce some level of taxes, the government will do it, and that money goes into an account. There are so many things that can be done. From my experience, there are a lot of things that can be done to help the federation. It's not when you lose a match. Like the game we played in Abuja, that we lost, that we didn't qualify for the World Cup. When they scored the goal against Nigeria, about 3 people turned and looked at me as if I was the goalkeeper. Turned and looked at me as if I was the one that selected the goalkeeper. That is the mentality we need to change in Nigeria. The administrators do a lot of sacrifices. You need to put these players on their toes. If you see some players, when they score a goal, they go and they tap on the emblem of their country. We need to get our players to start being very proud of Nigeria. It's very, very important. And they must be selfless in whatever they are doing. I'm not going to tell you, when I read comments, I know myself. I know what we'll be able to do. I know the sacrifices some of us made. As president of NFF, for 8 years, NFF not pay my accommodation one day. I can say then because my predecessor was paid about 12 million, then it was about $80,000. So if you put that at $80,000 for 8 years, that's what I say for the federation. Not a dime. I funded myself throughout the 8 years in terms of accommodation. Then in terms of even going to Abuja, I and my aides, I paid, go and check the NFF records. You will see the NFF bought the ticket coming to Abuja. But yet I'm still the one that they vilify, I'm still the one. But you see, like I keep saying to people, if you are not the head, you cannot make headlines. If you are not on top, you cannot be a topic. People will always talk.
All right. The recent coach of Super Eagles is still warming his heart into the art of Nigerians. Why would you rate his performance so far?
Yeah, we employed Pizarro, and I can tell you there was no regret about it. His resume was quite rich. We interfaced with everybody we needed to interface with, and he somewhere that could Benfica, you know. And if you ask the players one on one, they'll tell you he's one of the most hardworking coaches that we've had in Nigeria. But I don't know of his relationship with the federation till date. I left 10 months ago. I don't think he's a bad coach. Personally, I don't think he's a bad coach. He just needs to be given the kind of support that he needs. He also needs to also understand the situation in the country. That the situation is not as pleasant as he may wish to be, but is a phase as a country. This phase will pass this phase and we'll get to a phase where everybody will be smiling by God's grace.
Right, the FIFA World Cup tournament will be a 48 team, in the next edition, and some people believe that this will favor Nigeria. Do you think this expansion will favor Nigeria?
In football, there are no minions. There are 53 countries in Africa, and it's only nine and a half that will qualify from Africa. I can name 20 countries that they have boasted to themselves that they'll be in the World Cup. Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Angola, Nigeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Senegal, Mali, Ghana, even Benin, Togo, Zambia. I can go on and on. All these are proud footballing countries. So my advice for every footballing nation is that they should be careful. Start their preparation on time. Trust me, it's going to be tough. But our prayers, obviously, is that Nigeria should qualify. We'll support them, we'll give them every encouragement, and whatever we need to do out there, we'll do in ensuring that Nigeria qualifies. Nigeria is my constituency, immediate and remote constituency. Nigeria.
All right, the FIFA Women World Cup will commence soon, and it seems there are issues between the Nigerian coaches and the players. How do you think this will affect the players?
Yeah, you see, it's not everything the coach will request that will be given to the coach. Because if you have a foreign coach, they want everything. That's my experience. And the federation, they have to look at their budget. They have to look at what entails. They don't want to say at the end of the day they are owing you again. And they also have their own, so they should meet halfway. But importantly, the interest of Nigeria should be foremost. I believe everything can be managed. For the coach to have come out to say what he said was wrong. We employed him as well. Waldrom is a very good coach, but you don't say things publicly. It's against your contractual agreement with the federation.
All right, I just want to ask you this one, and that's the fact that Osimhen, many teams, they are all going for you. Manchester United and others, Real Madrid, they all want him. So, which team do you think will be best for him?
Arsenal.
So,
Arsenal.
I'm just joking. You see, Osimhen is very smart young guy. The first contract he signed, I recall when we came back from Chile. He came with his agent to my house, and he was going to Wolfsburg to inform me I was going to, and I prayed for him. And today, that prayer, when he even came the last time, he also gave me a jersey. I think they will make the right decision. They will make the right decision. But one thing I can advise him is that he should go to a team that they will recognize his potentials. A team that will be patient with him. Like the way Napoli was patient with him. When he went to Napoli, I was one of the persons that said that Osimhen will replicate what Maradona did. It might not be Maradona, but he will do same. And he almost did it. He won the Scudetto. After how many years? The last time Maradona won it. The semi-finals in the Champions League. you know. So I think I'm very proud of him. But they should guide him to take the best decision. But the club must respect him and be patient with him. Because these clubs that you have mentioned do not have patience. It's only Arsenal that has patience. Man U, Real Madrid, if you play 5 games, you don't score. The transfer window of January, they'll buy another player. So I'm just saying, I'm just being sarcastic. But from my sarcasm, you should draw an inference.
Yes.
So I have a few questions for you. The first one here is uh, the power of sports and soccer more specifically remains a significantly untapped resource, rather sadly, in Nigeria and Africa. These are the sort of youthful demographic that we have. The implication is there are critical graphs that need to and these initiatives will transcend government or national football association, right? What framework does FIFA and I guess by extension, let me say CAF have to achieve impact in this area?
FIFA has been doing quite a lot. There's what's called the FIFA Development Program. FIFA have an office. And it's not just office in Zurich. The head office of the development is in Paris. Then even in West Africa, we have an office in Senegal. In Central Africa, we have an office in Rwanda. In Southern Africa, we have an office in South Africa. So FIFA is very key in reaching out and developing, like the stadium they are building in Borodo. It's the FIFA development program. So FIFA is reaching out. They built one in Kebbi State already. And in so many, like in Liberia, they built the office. The state, the Federation Office, LFA, Liberian Football Association Office, are built by FIFA through their development program. So every year, FIFA spends every a cycle of 4 years, almost $6 million for each federation. So it's the same thing. CAF is in the only two we're trying to support. All the federations. They know that they are talent. It's not that. So because if there are no pitches, you cannot play football. And once you cannot play football, certain things get into your head. You want to be a kidnapper. You want to be, like I said, there's a player that's supposed to be a kidnapper in one club. I'm not going to mention all the clubs. They have to go and bring him. Why are you following these bad boys? So that player is scoring goals. Assuming that club was not there, assuming somebody did not identify him as a good player, possibly would have been killed today. There are lots and lots of them in this country. It's just channeling our resources. And the most elemental of all this is that of honesty. Honesty in terms of relationship between the government, the stakeholders, and also the federations. Not just football, basketball, handball, all the federations. Honesty is very important. I look at you with honest approach to issues, not to have any sinister motive. I'm talking to you yet, I have a goal at the end of the discussion to bring out. No, I'm talking to you with honesty. What do you think we can do? And that's it.